Hi, I'm Zack Russell with Serenity Scott Beauty. We're in the flagship store, Makeup at the Grove Arcade for Serenity Scott Beauty, and this is kind of my home. I manage Makeup at the Grove Arcade for Serenity and Scott. I also am a booking agent that represents other artists that are here in Asheville, North Carolina. What I'm doing today is an application on a male client, a male actor, model, everyday light beauty kind of look on an everyday situation for a guy. What I wear often is this in the store. But just to introduce you to some of the products you'll be seeing in action is the Serenity Scott Powder Foundation, the Serenity Scott Skin Perfecting Foundation, and my baby Hamptons. I might have had a hand in creating this color. Also the Dual Action Serenity Scott concealers, and then also the Serenity Scott brow gels. This is fantastic for male clients, especially if they have a patchy beard, they don't have a solid color beard like myself, or you just want to get rid of some grays in the clients. So this one will help a lot with male clients, believe it or not. So this is kind of the finished look, and the next step, me without makeup. So I always begin with concealer on guys. Half the time with women, I tell them just go ahead and start with their foundation, but for myself, I start with concealer over the male face. So I do the Dual Action Serenity Scott Bellini for myself, and I love the number 5 brush for concealing. Most people like this as an eyeshadow brush, but I like how fluffy it is to buff out and blend underneath the eye. And I always start with the inside corner and outside corner and make them meet. So there is a light application of Bellini. Go to the opposite, inside corner, inside, outside, and then blend for the two to meet. And then conceal anywhere else that I would like. And my cheeks are normally pretty red, so I always add an extra layer underneath there. And then I go over with the Serenity Scott Skin Perfecting Foundation. I'm a number 2 for that. And to apply that, I like to use the liquid foundation number 3, traditional brush. And as I said in the other video, I like to just kind of stipple through the T-zone and then just buff out in smaller circular motions. What we are trying to do is diffuse, not completely cover. We don't paint walls when we're doing foundation. Also, you don't want to load your brush up too heavy. You want to just kind of keep it to the tips, little bits at a time. Stipple out and then blend. And apparently I need a little more today than usual. 1 pump, 1.5 pumps is really all you'll need of Serenity Scott. Stipple it out and blend. And then blend through the chin. Even with a beard, most people are like, oh, it's gonna be so hard. And I'm like, yep. Because the next thing I'll do after I'm finished with the powdering is take the Serenity Scott eyebrow gels and actually go over the beard and mustache, so you don't have to worry about too much with makeup with the beard. And when you're at home, just use your hand as your palette, concealing, foundation, and things of that nature, and just take from there and apply. But make sure your hand's clean first. So before I powder and set everything, I actually like to go in with Hamptons. Hamptons is a fantastic bronzer, but I like to use it as a contour, especially on guys since it's so lightweight. So guys who have a receding hairline, just take a little bit of Hamptons into the hairline, a little at the temple, and then underneath the cheekbone. And then I actually, for myself, just kind of go underneath here. And I'm using the blush brush number 4 from Serenity Scott. You'd think I'd had these numbers memorized by now, but I just start grabbing them, whichever ones I need. So again, at the temple, a little into the hairline, and then underneath the cheek, and down the neck. So this is the bronzer. And then from the bronzer, I move into powder. For the powder, I like the fluffier number 12 brush. And I like the number 2 for myself all over. And then I will actually highlight for myself with the number 1. Again, you just want to press the foundation into the skin, and to pick up the foundation, just barely press into the compact. And then once you get it pressed in, come back and do a light sweep. And if I'm feeling a special kind of tired, I will go and actually use the number 1 to kind of conceal as well and do a small light highlight. Especially in the inner corner. Applying it the same way as we do with our foundation. Just press it in and then blend it out. So now I actually will use the Serenity Scott brow gels and go in through my brows and mustache and beard. When you first get this product, you actually really want to scrape a lot of it out when you're using it for yourself. Even at home with the brush, just scrape, scrape, scrape. But for this purposes, I brought in my kit, so I'm going to use a disposable wand because I actually use this for others. So no double dipping. And again, just kind of lightly go downward against the beard. And it's actually going to help the beard hair stay in place too. And I don't know if you can see it right now, but this has some of the product, no product. And I have a patchier beard as well, so it kind of helps it make it look fuller. And then go kind of on the edges. Now that it's gotten a little less product in there, I'm kind of freer with how much movement I'm doing. And there, that's the beard. And for brow application, again, empty out your wand, act like you want nothing with this. And then for me, I kind of brush up and then pull it together. And if you get too heavy on one side, you can actually take a empty mascara wand or a spoolie and kind of go back over it just to kind of soften it. And this could also like help cover up grays or anything there through the beard or in the brow. I actually do have an older gentleman who hates the fact that his eyebrows have went white, so he'll use the silver fawn or the blonde and actually go over it to kind of cover. But once it dries, he'll break it up just a little bit so it doesn't look done, so it's just natural and softer in that way. And this is my natural nail makeup. Thanks. And as always, subscribe in the corner and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the above. Thanks. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, that caught me off guard. I was like, ooh.
You just settle down, hon, and start whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm. So the little round thing says it's on, right? The little red button. So should I say hello and all that kind of crap? Yeah, mm-hmm. Hi. No, because I'm just really hot. One more time? Sure. I don't know. Sorry. I went somewhere else with that one in my head.